What's going on, everybody? Hideous Thoughts coming at you with another Black Desert Online video for console. This is episode 26, part 2 of my Black Desert console series. In today's video, we're going to be going into the second part of my horse trainer series. And before we get into that, guys, I just want to remind you guys that we are still running that competition for the $20 US PlayStation gift voucher. So if you don't know what that's all about, have a look at my last video that I posted with the giveaway, and that was the video with the patch notes where I talk about if you are a PlayStation user on the NA region or even just have an NA region PlayStation that uses USD currency, then you can enter this competition. So make sure as well, guys, to enter that video, you need to like that previous video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then comment below once you've done that. I can't see who's liking the video, so if you're not commenting below that you've done it, I can't enter you into the draw. I need to see your names. So make sure it's really important that you guys are commenting once you've done that as well. Okay, so in the last video, we talked about how to catch horses. And we started off the series with how to catch horses and a bit of kind of information about the items that you need to get into like being a horse trainer. Now remember, guys, I'm not a professional horse trainer in the game. I do know a bit, but I'm not like an expert when it comes to this stuff. So I'm just going to recap what you guys will need. So if we go into the inventory, you can see here that I'm using a silver embroider +3 outfit. You can use whatever one you want. I just grabbed this +3 because they don't come on the market very often, so I managed to grab one of those. You can see it gives me the movement speed's not too important. What we're looking at is the mount XP is 20%, so that helps when training horses. The other thing that I grabbed as well, I didn't have this in the previous video, but I grabbed it, I think it was today or yesterday. So this is a trainer item you can buy from the luxury vendor, and when you've got one of these, you can buy a let's see what they're called, pearl item, functional, and I think it's called a equipment tailoring coupon. So you've got to kind of wait till these become available in the central market. So you can buy them for silver, or you can buy one in the pearl shop if you want to spend real money. Personally, I just buy them for silver. It's just, I wouldn't waste money on it personally. But anyway, so if you can get one of those, you can get one of these outfits for 1.5 million silver from the luxury vendor. And you can see it gives you training XP plus 10%, which goes towards your overall life skill XP. An additional mount XP 15%. So with the +3, that puts us at 35%. You also get a horse capture rate of 15%, so that increases your capture rate when you're actually catching horses, and also gives you an additional mount skill XP of 15%, which is like goes towards when you're training skills. So that helps when trying to learn skills on horses, and I'll go into that a little bit later as well. Okay, so I mean, you can throw on things like the suit tee and stuff like that to help gain extra XP, but that's pretty much all you need. Once you get to, I believe you do need to be professional training. You need to be professional one to use that luxury vendor outfit. But once you get to professional, you can chuck one of those on and you can get those extra benefits from it. So what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about breeding horses, the different methods that you can use to breed horses, and also I'm going to go into a little bit about how to make a Corsa horse. And I'm going to talk about what a Corsa horse is. So we're on our way to Altanova now, where I've got my other horse that's waiting to be bred, and I've been training up this. Actually, the other thing as well, guys, that I didn't mention is the horse outfits. So you can see this horse outfit that I've got on right now. You can buy these in the central market. You don't need to spend pearls on them. You just got to wait till they become available, which is generally you generally see them coming up in the central market relatively often. So you can just buy these in the central market. And what they do is, if you've got one of these premium horse outfits, they give you additional chance to learn skills on your horse. So when you're training, you can see there it says increases the chance of learning a skill by 10%. and you also get some stamina and movement speed and stuff like that. Some extra benefits from having that on there as well. But yeah, so yeah, we're on our way to Altanova right now. That's where my other horse is that I'm waiting to be bred. Now that's a tier 8 Corsa horse, and I'm breeding it because I want to make sure that I've bred it before I do the dream horse attempts, because once you do the dream horse attempts, if you succeed, you can't breed it. So being a tier 8 Corsa horse, it's quite valuable, and I want to make sure that I get the most out of that horse. So here we are right now, and we're at the stable here in Altanova. So all we're going to do is I'm going to check this into the stable. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the horses that I've got right here. So you can see my level 30 horse. This is this one called Diablo. That's a tier 8, and it's a Corsa horse. You can tell it's a Corsa horse because it's got the yellow horse symbol next to it. The one that I was just riding was this one here, level 25, and that's a tier 8 as well. Now what we're going to do is, in the previous video I did mention these two sites here. One is called somethinglovely.net/horses, and the other one is the Grumpy Green Cricket site. Now I didn't go too much into these because it's more relevant about like when you come to breeding. You can use this one here when you're catching, let's say if you're trying to catch tier 5 horses, you can see what horse is what. You can look at the codes here, and you can kind of learn what the horses are, so that you can see if it's a tier 5 or you can see if it's a tier 4. You can just match up with what you can see in game, and that's how you can kind of tell what the horses are. So I use this one occasionally if I'm unfamiliar with a couple of the codes that I'm seeing in game. I look at it and I see what I'm catching, if it's worthwhile or not. So that's that site. Now the main reason that this site is valuable is because it gives you a breeding kind of estimation of what your chances of success when it comes to breeding. So let's say now we look at these two horses. Our female horse is a tier 8 and it's level 25, and we're looking at the coat, and it's this one here. It's the purebred, pure white. Okay, and then if we look at the male, oops, I did that the wrong way around. 25, and the male is level 30. Another way that you guys can tell if you always get confused about what the sex is, the red is female and the blue is male. But if you ever get confused, the males always have 2 breeds and the females only ever have 1 breed available. So that's a way that you can kind of keep on top of that if you forget what the symbols are. So anyways, so we've got our male one, which is our 8A, and our female, which is our purebred white. Now you can see here that it gives you the chance of success here. So 29%, 33%, 29% to get a tier 7 male, 33% to get a tier 7 female, 28% to get a tier 8 male, and 10% to get a tier 8 female. Now, if I was to go increase this one here, 26, nothing changes. 27, nothing changes. 28, 29, 30. So you can see that nothing's really changed. If I was to go down a level, so if I was to go down to 22, you can see that these percentages here change. So basically what this does is it just tells you that like the percentage chances to get the maximum benefit from that horse. So there's actually no difference here between 25 and 30 in terms of percentages. However, a lot of people believe that if you just go to like max out, you've just got the best chance possible of getting that horse, even though the percentages here are the same. Okay. Now the reason that this site here is important is if we come down here to tier, we're going to go to tier 8. You can see the list of all the tier 8 horses. Now, what this means, the thing that we're going to be looking at, we can see here we've got the stats. So we've got, this is the code of the horse. So the horse that my male horse right now is this 8A, and my female is this 8E. The 8E is the purebred. It's the fastest horse available in the game. The braking is not very good, so it doesn't have a really good balance of stats. The 8A is quite good. It's not as fast as the 8E, but it does have a really nice balance between speed and brake. It's also got a decent amount of health, and it's got a decent amount of stamina as well. Now, the thing that we need to look at is these red, white, and blue. Or red, white, and black, sorry. So you can see on here, we've got 0 for the 8A, which is my tier 8 male. We've got 0, 6, 3. And then we've got, for the 8E, we've got 0, 8, and 0. Now, if we're trying, let's say if we were trying to breed two horses together, and we had, I don't know, two of this horse here, for example. What you the way that you can tell that as well is you can see on the Something Lovely site, you can see 063 and 080. Now, the way that this works is to get a breed or a coat of a specific type, you need to have at least these numbers, if that makes sense to you guys. So you would need to have a minimum of 0 red, you would need to have 8 white, and a minimum of 0 black to get the chance to breed a purebred tier 8 horse. So that's how that works. Now, because we have one of each of these, we're breeding them together, we're going to have these stats, no problem. We clear that one. Alright, because we've got the 8, we've got the 6, so we've got no problems there. We do have, this is not guaranteed. We could end up with any horse at all. And because we've got the 6 and the 3, or we've got 0, so, you know, we could end up with something else, for example, but our chances of getting a white horse is more than likely. Whether it's going to be either one of these, we don't know. We might not even get a tier 8 horse. We might get a tier 7 horse. I actually bred my tier 8 Corsa horse before, and I ended up with a tier 7 horse. So it's not guaranteed to even get a... it's not even guaranteed to get a tier 8 horse. You might end up with something else. But that's just the way that you look at it. If you're breeding and you want to breed a specific coat of horse, you need to look at these stats here, and you need to match up, and you need to make sure that, let's say if you want to get the tier 8 purebred, you need to have a minimum of 0 red, at least a minimum of 8 white, and a minimum of 0 black. And that's just the way that you kind of match those up. And then of course you've got the skills here, and it tells you what the skills are available. The purebred white horse cannot get 2-seater. So all these other horses here, the 8C can't get it either, but the 8B, the 8D, and the 8A can get 2-seater skill, which allows you to have someone from your party or something like that riding your horse with you at the same time. Apart from that, they can get all the other skills. Now, what a Coarser horse is a Corsa is a horse that has got a select amount of skills. And you can see here they're highlighted in yellow. So the skills are drift, sprint, instant XL, charge, and sideways. They're the basic skills. And then you've got S, instant XL, and S sideways. So you need all of those skills here to make a Corsa horse. And they all pertain to the speed of the horse. They're all about they're all the skills that are going to make the horse move the fastest. Okay, so the other ones don't matter too much, but these are the skills that you need to have a Corsa horse. They also, if you've got all these skills as well, they also significantly increase the value of the horse as well if you're selling it on the market, and that's something as well. Now, in terms of breeding, so you can see here we've got our tier 8 Corsa horse, and we've got our level 25 tier 8 horse. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to breed them together. I would have preferred to make this one around level 27, but it was taking too long, so I'm just going to do it anyways. Let's ask the question, does having a Corsa horse affect the breed? The answer is yes. If you've got a horse if you've got one Corsa horse and you've got a regular horse, you get a 50% chance to learn an additional skill. with the new horse that's going to be born. If you've got 2 Corsa horses, you have a 100% chance to learn an additional skill when the new horse is born, which just basically helps with learning skills on the new horse. So that's that. Okay, now there's 3 different ways that you can breed a horse. The first one, let's talk about the breeding market. So what you can do is you can come on here and we can say, whoops, I'm pressing buttons, guys. Okay, so we can look at the breeding market. You can see people have registered their horse on here. So I could click on this one here, for example, and I can click which horse that I want to breed it with. Now, I've never actually done this before because I always prefer to breed my own horses. But if you don't have any horses available, it's something you can do. So you can basically see what horse is available. You can see this level 30 tier 8 Corsa horse here, purebred, and you can click on what horse you want to breed it with, for example, and you can pay the money and you can have the horse bred. Now, because I haven't actually done this before, I'm not sure who gets the new horse that's born. I believe it's the whoever's got the female horse, and then whoever's got the male horse gets some silver for it. I believe that's how it works. But guys, if I'm wrong, please let me know in the if any of you guys know, let me know in the comments below if that's how it works, because I'm sure everybody wants to know who gets the new horse when you use the breeding market. The way that I breed horses is to use my own horse, which is I come into the breeding market and I want to go to, actually no, what you do is you click on your male horse, okay, and you're going to go register at breeding. It says, do you want to register the mount in the breeding market? You cannot equip unequipped horse gear while breeding. Yes. So now what you want to do is you want to go show only me. And the reason you want to click show only me is because if you click on show all, it means anyone can breed with your horse. So it's going to cost you 35,000 silver. So we're going to click that. Now it says not enough stamina. Okay, no worries. So what you need to do is you need to come here and you need to recover the stamina of that horse. So now we should be able to show only me. Okay, and it says mount has been registered at the breeding market. So what you would do is you would come to the breeding market and you would come across into my registrations, and you can see that horse there. So then what you can do is you can go into my horse list and you can click on that horse, and then you can click on the horse that you want to breed it with. Before we do that, however, what we can do is there's another way that you can breed a horse. Okay, so you can come across here to exchange. Right now, let's say you would need a male and a female horse, which you can see my male horse is already registered to the breeding market, so that one's in there. I can't use that. But also, guys, as well, if you register to the breeding market, I believe there's a 15-minute cooldown. So if you make a mistake, make sure you just be careful, because you got to wait 15 minutes before you can take it off. Okay, so you would click on your female horse, and then you would click on your male horse, and what you would do is you could click where you want to the inventory. Now, what this is going to do, this is going to destroy both of those horses, and it's going to give you a new horse in return. So it's kind of like an extra way, like once you've used up all your breeds available on the horse, if you don't want to sell the horse and then you still want to be able to get an extra horse, you can just smash them together and you can get yourself an extra horse. Okay, so that's how you would exchange the horses together. So you would click on your female, you would click on your male, choose where you want to pay the money, and then you would press the button where it says exchange horse. And that's exchanging the horses. It's basically destroying two horses so that you can breed another one. And I believe that the rate or the percentages of another horse is going to be the same as like the breeding rates. I believe that's how it works. Okay, guys, so now what we're going to do is we're going to breed this horse. So let's come across into my horse list. We want to click on that. We're going to click on our female here, and we're going to hit apply. Okay, do you want to breed this horse? Yes. Again, guys, not enough stamina. Alright, stamina is very important. These horses need to have energy to get their business on, you know, so make sure that they've got enough stamina to have their fun. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna come here. Yes, we want to breed that. Yes. Okay, so now it says breeding has started. So you can see here now in the horse list, you can see breeding. And you can see on the right side of the screen, it says remaining time 2 hours 23 minutes. Alright, so that's how that works. Alright guys, so I switched over to my other character, switched over to my main because I've got some skill exchange coupons on this character and I want to teach you guys how to make a Corsa horse. Now the method that I'm going to teach you guys how to make a Corsa horse is, it is a pay to win method, but it's probably one of the most common methods, the most well-known methods for making a Corsa horse. If you are not a pay-to-win player, if you are a free-to-play player and you don't want to do this, I would suggest that you just scalp a tier 8 Corsa horse off the marketplace, off the horse market. That's going to be the easiest way for you to do it, the less stressful and the cheapest way. And also, what you can do as well is if you can manage to get yourself some tier 8 horses, Pearl Abyss, they're generally giving out tier 8 horses pretty often. So what you can do is you can just train them up to max level, breed them, and then sell them, and then use that money to buy yourself a tier 8 Corsa horse. That's probably going to be the best way for you to do it. Now, if you are not too worried about spending money in game, this is a method that you can do. And I'm also working on a method for a free-to-play method to make a tier 8 Corsa horse, but it's not perfect yet, and I don't want to give you... If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know that I give you a lot of detail and I don't half-ass shit, so I don't want to be giving you guys half-assed information. I want to make sure I get it right before I tell you how to do it. So, more on that later on, I guess. Now, in terms of like the percentage chance of making a tier 8 Corsa horse, we talked about the skills that you need. There's 7 skills that you need to make a tier 8 Corsa horse. You've got a extremely low chance of making a tier 8 Corsa horse naturally. Let's say naturally. I believe you've got a more chance of hitting a pen, weapon or armor on a 0 fail stack than you do of hitting a tier 8 Corsa horse naturally. Okay? And by naturally I mean without changing skills or affecting any of the skills, leaving them untouched. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you how to exchange skills. So in this method, so let's say you've got your tier 8 Corsa horse. Now I don't have, sorry, not tier 8 Corsa. Let's say you've got your tier 8 horse. I don't have a tier 8 horse here. I've got my, because both my tier 8 horses are now in the breeding market. So let's say I've got this tier 7 horse here and I want to make it a Corsa horse. Alright, so if I come across to the skills here, you can see it's a level 14, which is a pretty good level to start this. Really, like, you would probably start at around level 12, and if you've got like around 10 skills, level 12, that's okay. Or if you've got around 14 skills, about level 20, that's a good way to do it as well. Now, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skills on this horse. So whatever, guys, you know, it doesn't really, like, I'm just going to do this to show you the method. All right, now let's look at the skills that we need. Remember, we talked about the skills. So for a tier 8, for a tier 7 Corsa, we need drift, sprint, instant excel, charge, and sideways. So we've got drift, sprint, and that's it. So we've only got those 2 skills to make this a Corsa horse. So what we would do is, you've got these skills here called hind kick, and there's another one as well, hind kick and fore chop, right? So they're the 2 most common skills that you can learn on a horse. And now we're going to use these 2 skills. If you're doing this, if you're going to do this method, don't do it on a tier 7 horse. Never do this on a tier 7 horse. You never want to spend money on a tier 7. You only want to do this on a tier 8 horse. It's the only horse that's ever worthwhile spending money on. So don't, I'm just doing this to show you guys. Okay, that's just for the love of YouTube, I'm going to spend one of my mount skill coupons on this shitty tier 7 horse. Okay, so let's say we're going to change a skill. So we're at level 14. We've got our 8 skills. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start swapping out skills. So we're going to go to manage skill, and we're going to go to unlearn skill. Now you can see here the skill change point is +0. So what we would do is we would come here and we would click on the skill that we want to change, and we're going to click on hind kick. So what you would do is you would come down to desired skill, and you can see all the skills here that you would learn. Now, because this is a tier 7 horse, you're not going to see the skills, the S skills. Remember, this is our S Instant Excel and our S Sideways. They're the 2 hardest skills to learn on a horse. Okay, so if we had S Sideways here, I would start with S Sideways, because that is the skill that you want to try to learn first, because it's the hardest skill. S Instant Excel is pretty hard, but S Sideways is the hardest skill to learn naturally. So you've got Sideways here, which is the normal one, and then you want to have S Sideways, which is like, takes it to another level. It's basically the S skills are like a better version of the original skills. So you would have S Instant Excel and S Sideways that you can see. So what you would do is you would click on S Sideways, and I'm just going to do the normal Sideways here. Okay. Yeah, actually I'm going to do Instant Excel. Alright, so let's say I want to do Instant Excel. Now what I would do is I would come here and I would change skill. Okay, now you see we failed, right? So we've got a skill change point +1. Now everything in this game, remember, we've got our fail stacks with enhancing and all that sort of stuff. So this creates a fail stack. So what we do now is we didn't learn the skill that we wanted to learn, but we learnt another skill. I believe we just learnt Start Excel. Okay, so what we've done is we've exchanged we exchanged hind kick, and we learnt Start Excel. So that's how it works. So now what you would do is, because it's still a low level, what you're going to do is you're going to leave this horse, you're going to go train it up another level. Now, because forechop and hind kick are the most common skills to learn, there's a high chance that when you go up to the next level, you're going to learn forechop and hind kick. So once you learn those skills again, you're going to come back, you're going to go to manage skill, unlearn skill, you're going to click on the skill you want to change, you're going to click on forechop and hind kick, and you're going to click on Instant Excel again, and you're going to hit change skill. Now what's going to happen is you're going to either learn another random skill, or you're going to learn S Sideways, the skill that you're trying to learn. And this skill point change, this fail stack here, is going to keep building and keep building and keep building until finally, like, basically every time the skill point changes to the +1, it gives you an increased chance to learn that particular skill. Alright, so you would just keep learning, keep exchanging skills until you reach that method. I don't recommend, this is why we recommend doing it from like level like 11 or 12 or level 20, because you don't want to do it too early and with not enough skills, because coming in here, if we go into the desired skills, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you've also got S Sideways, S Instant Excel, you've also got S Hind Kick and S Forechop. Okay, so you've got all these extra skills that you have a chance to learn while you are trying to get the 2 skills that you want, S Instant Excel and S Sideways. Now, that's not all doom and gloom, guys, okay, because when you look at this, right, let's say we need to learn Instant Excel to go towards Corsa horse, we need to learn Charge, we need to learn Sideways, and we need to learn S Instant Excel and S Sideways. So while you're exchanging skills, you have a chance to learn Instant Excel, Charge, Sideways as well. Roar isn't a Corsa horse skill, but it's a skill that I like. But that's the method. So you would just go, you would exchange a skill, and you would either and then what you would do, let's say you got rid of hind kick or forechop, and if you had both of them, you can do 2 at a time. And then if you would you would train your horse until you learnt one or the other, and then you would exchange another skill. And then you would train your horse until you learnt one or the other, and then you would exchange another skill. And you would do this until you got all of the Corsa horse skills. So this can work in your favor, guys. You can use next to no skill point exchange coupons, or you can use a lot. Okay, I know people that have done it with very little, and I know people that have done it with a lot. The reason why you don't want to do it too early is because you want to give your horse a chance to naturally learn some of these skills. Hind kick, it's going to learn naturally. Forechop, it's going to learn naturally. Roar, it can learn naturally. Caution is a piece of shit skill that it can learn naturally. Two-seater is not too common. Sideways, yeah, kind of not too common. Charge, it can learn naturally. Instant Excel can learn naturally. So there's a chance that you can learn these skills naturally. And if you're learning these skills naturally, it means that you've got less skills that you have a chance to swap them out for. Okay, so if you've got less skills in this desired skill column, it means that you have a higher chance to learn the skill that you actually want instead of learning some other random ass skill that doesn't help you and it's just going to cost you more money. So this is why it's really important not to do this too early, because it's just going to cost you more money. Okay, so that's the method. Skill that you want to change, forechop or hind kick. Now, if you are on a Corsa horse, okay, I also like to use caution. Okay, I also like to use caution, and I will sometimes use quick back as well. But that's up to you. That's your prerogative if you want to use those skills. I personally hate caution because I'm always climbing over mountains and stuff like that, and I hate caution. So I like to use caution as well. So they're the skills that I'll use. And that's the method that you would do. So starting from level 12, and around like 10 skills, or level 20 with about 14 skills. Okay, and then once you reach those levels, you can then start swapping skills out. Okay, if you get to level 30 and you haven't gotten your, well, you don't want to do it as level 30. If you're at like level 28, 29, what you can do is you can snipe off one of these items on the marketplace called Premium Horse Appearance Change Coupon. What the Premium Horse Appearance Change, you need the premium one. You can't do it with just the regular horse appearance. It has to be the premium one. So what you can do with the premium one is, if you come into the marketplace, into the stable, sorry, click on the horse, and you can come down here to change appearance, and you can click on your premium horse appearance, and you can click on the coat that you want to learn, what that you want to change your horse to. Click on premium horse appearance, and what it's going to do is it's going to give you a chance to either learn a new skill or boost your XP for the horse significantly. Okay, so if you're getting up there with your levels, and you're not really having much luck with your exchanging the coupons, you can try the premium horse coupons, premium horse appearance change coupons. And you have a chance to learn additional skills. So instead of swapping skills out, you actually learn additional skills, or you gain XP on the horse, like a lot of XP. So it can work in your favor. You can either learn new skills, or you can max out your XP quite quickly. So it can go both ways. It can be good for you, or it can be bad, because once you reach level 30, you don't learn any more skills. So that's the method, guys, for making a tier 8 Corsa horse. It is a pay to win method. If you are a free to play player, I would suggest just keeping an eye on the marketplace and just always looking out. So you can see here, this tier 8 Corsa horse, 895 million. But there you go. That's a horse that you can buy, and you've got one there ready to go. All right. So I would definitely if you're a free to play player, I would recommend just buying a tier 8 Corsa horse, it just saves you a lot of stress, and you don't have to worry about, you know, trying to make this horse without spending money. Just save yourself some time and buy and get a Tier 8 Corsa horse. Now that the horses have been around for a while, these generally do pop up pretty often, so it's something that I would recommend you doing. And you can see this one's still got 2 breeds on it, so you can breed that Tier 8 Corsa horse and make yourself more Tier 8 horses, and then you can earn some more money or whatever you want to do, right? In the next video, we're going to be covering why you need a Tier 8 Corsa horse, and also how to make a dream horse as well. So that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. Alright guys, so the horses breeding has completed, so what we need to do now is we just need to click on the horse, and you click on the female horse. Click on the female horse, and you come here to complete, and you can see there we've got the horse that it's given us, and we can put in a name for it. Now personally I'm not really too worried about the name, so that one's fine, and that's going to give us another Tier 8 horse. So you can see there, I use those percentages for just like a guide to see roughly like what kind of like levels I should be using. But yeah, I believe that's a, okay, so that's an 8D. Now it's the lowest one on the list. Personally, it's not like completely horrible in terms of stats. It's definitely got good break, but it's not. Yeah, it is what it is. It's not a horrible horse. It's not the best one, but it's not a horrible horse. But yeah, we got a Tier 8 horse, so that's how you guys can see the breeding process. So what I would do now is I would, with this Tier 8 horse here, I'm just going to continue leveling this up to level 30 so I can get maximum value. Then I'm just going to sell it. I'll sell that one on the central market. This one here, I'm going to train this one up to level 30. I might try and make this one a Corsa horse. We'll see how we go. I did end up buying, while I was waiting for these ones to breed, I did end up buying that Tier 8 Corsa horse that we saw on the market for around 900 million. So I bought that one as well. And then I've got this one here. So we've got a couple of different horses here that we can use to try and make a dream horse, which we're going to cover in the next video. So there you have it, guys. I hope that makes sense for you. Don't forget as well to if you're a PlayStation user with on the NA region, make sure that you check out that last video that I posted so that you can see how to enter the competition to win that PlayStation voucher. And also don't forget to comment on the video. That's super important. If you haven't commented on there, I can't enter you into the draw. I am going to be drawing it on Monday, so make sure that you guys enter that. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.